Enrique Dominguez, and currently I'm the director of the Equal Opportunity in Engineering program. I think I have to thank my brilliant mother for getting me interested in engineering in the first place, which is why I applied to come to UT Austin and pursue an engineering degree. But I didn't really know I wanted to be an engineer until about my third semester as an engineer, when I really started to learn all about what engineering was about and what we could do and how we could use it and how challenging it was. When I realized that civil engineering was where I wanted to pursue my career, I knew that I wanted to be a part of something, projects, a career that allowed me to see what I was creating, to understand what that creation meant, and to build it in a way that would be safe for anybody who was either living in it or experiencing it or being a part of that building or whatever structure it is that we were creating. So in my civil engineering degree, I really honed in on 3 different areas that really made me feel like I was making an impact. So I really enjoyed my structures class. And I learned how to build those structures with various materials. So there was structures built with concrete, with steel, masonry, and wood. And those classes were a big impact on me because I could see those things being built. I knew what type of material and what went into the building of those materials. So that was a big part of how I continued and knew I was in the right place for my civil engineering degree. So when I graduated with my civil engineering degree, I immediately went out into industry and worked with a general contractor where I played a number of roles, from a field engineer to a project engineer to a cost engineer, and then eventually a project manager. And those positions really helped me understand how to put the technical side of what I was learning in school with the people side of actually getting folks to build the structure that had been designed. So in my life and day-to-day world, I was navigating what was being designed with how it was being built, from the creation and or removal of soil to then topping out a building and placing the last bit of steel at the very top to say that we have met a milestone in those projects. So many a day we had different schedules, different times, but still navigating design and people building the actual structure to its completion, but also in a very safe fashion. As a logistics engineer, I got the opportunity to work on a data center. And this data center was housing several of the servers for a video game. And the amount of equipment that was necessary to keep the servers cool so that they didn't go down, and the amount of electronics that went into the building to make sure that there was always power to the building so that those servers were usable for the end user, which is you. So in learning about all of those distinct parts of that data center and learning how they all work together and how they all needed to be put in place, it was the coolest job to see how everything came together in a timely fashion and in a building that was the size of 4 to 5 football fields. So it was a really awesome, cool experience for me to be a part of that job. And so I know that now when people play those video games, it's because of that data center that we built. I think failure is a part of engineering regardless of where you are, either as a first-year engineer coming in or as a almost retired engineer. It's because of failure that engineers exist, because we want to make things better. So my failure happened in one of my math classes where I continued to understand the content, and I continued to tutor my peers in the classwork, but when it came to the test time to actually pass, I did not. And that really showed me that it wasn't about what I knew, It was about in the moment whether I was ready to convey my knowledge through that test. Because I did not take care of myself in that moment. I didn't get a good night's sleep before, I didn't eat well before, and I was extremely distracted in that test. And so I wasn't able to convey the amount of information I knew in that test because I just did not take the test very well. So I learned that I need to work on myself as well as helping others and my peers in their knowledge of the content.